Oh shit.
There's only like 1 or 2 left. I started recording. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Rothstein Show.
Oh, okay.
We got Razablade Real. We got Kayla K in the building right now.
Hello.
I've wanted this to happen for quite a while, actually. My whole thing was I always fuck with people who are about their business, and you can judge a lot about a person by what you see them post on Facebook and shit. And actually, I just dropped the podcast with MA Boy. Like right before you guys got here, and we were actually talking about you and like how just like the grind is fucking insane, but also though the positivity is where it's at for me, because you see so many people just posting negative shit, just talking shit about other rappers, you know what I mean, and they're just projecting nothing but negativity and nothing gets done.
Yeah, I can't.
Ultimately, that's just a way to turn people off and shit like that. But you're also about people. Unifying, but putting their fucking, like, earning it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, I came up, man, and, like, dude, I'm 34 years old, bro. Mm-hmm. When I first started doing this shit, the internet was just starting. It was still dial-up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there was no Facebook fan page. There was no Reverb Nation. There was no iTunes. There was no CD Baby. There was nothing like that. Yeah. And it's just
people
like...
don't even know, too. Right. That's the thing. Like, people don't know. Dude, if we were born in the fucking 80s, do you know... Well, I mean, obviously we were all born in the 80s, but, like, what I'm saying is oh, really?
I was born in 92.
Oh, my God, that's weird.
I'm still getting her up to date on a lot of hip-hop history. So, it's a matter of, like, a lot of people don't understand...
how lucky they are that... Dude, it's easy to record.
Your music career gets handed to you nowadays. Yeah, when you're a local rapper, it's just as easy as, hey, let's go to my homeboy in the basement.
Have your hand out to give to a lot of people, they turn their backs on you, man.
Yeah, straight up. You do got to put people on. You got to help people. And it is about unifying people. I mean, that's what I do with this podcast. You know what I mean? I want people to have a platform. They can get up here. They can talk about, what's important to them and shit like that. And it's like, especially... different rappers from different cities. You know what I mean? I love talking to people because it's cool to me to see Newark as like, Newark has a fucking scene. Like, you guys really have a fucking scene up there.
It's crazy because I'm not from Newark.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from the Cleveland, Ohio area.
Oh.
I'm from a city called Lorain, Ohio.
I know Lorain.
It's the most hopeless crab in a bucket. I hate Facebook newsfeed, but I did see a meme that says they laugh when you ask for help and they hate when you do it yourself. That's what my city is.
Yep.
That's why I have a song called City Full of Hate with MA Boy.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why I wrote that hook and came with my verse the way it did. Like, for example, recently my appendix burst.
Damn.
And I should have died from it, and that turned into a rumor back home that I'm dead.
They just think you're dead?
They thought I was dead and everybody was rejoicing. But the thing of it is, here, when I came and moved here with her, one of the reasons was, obviously, we lived far apart and we couldn't have that no more.
Right.
Secondly, it was from peeping stats and shit like that. In Central Ohio, I've had a bigger fan base for X amount of time than I've had where I'm from because of that hateful mind state up there.
You gotta kind of leave, though. You gotta leave where you're from and tell people far away about where you're from for them to really get you and understand you. Mm-hmm. And you have to bring them into it, and you have to bring them into your world. Like, I did my first shows in Zanesville. Zanesville is where I got my first fans, really. Nobody was fucking with me in Lancaster. Now, the people that fuck with me in Lancaster are the people that fuck with me as a person. You know what I mean? And there are other musicians. Like, it's cool because in Lancaster, all the love I get is from people that aren't hip hop musicians. They're, but also, I mean, I play guitar and shit like that, and I play drums.
You ever get those people that are fucking weird, like, man, I can't listen to you. I know you as Sam. I can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's fucking
my
weird people
cousin
like
told me
that.
that before. Like, dude, I'm not gonna listen to your music because you're Ricardo at the end of the day. I'm like, I said, but all right, and I just left it at that. Like, but leading into that, what I was saying is the way it is from where I come from, and then to come here. And to see how just from a few efforts we made, everybody responded and was down to help push the movement.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
People are hungry for it, man.
You do this back where I'm from.
No.
Somebody's gonna send some jack boys up in your event to rob the event, and so you don't do it no more.
Fuck all that shit.
And that's how it is where I'm from, and I can't stand that shit. And I love my city, but I hate it. And
Yeah.
But now where I'm from, this is, I mean, I kind of consider it a rebirth. You know what I mean? Because things have been a lot better for me since I moved here.
I mean, I don't know, man. When I go to see, I don't want to say I'm jealous, but I wish Lancaster had more appreciation for hip hop.
It didn't have it before we started doing it over at Submissions and stuff. I mean, CYE was around, but they came around.
Detroit, Columbus, and...
Yeah, they never really came to Newark until we started making a scene, and we're just like, hey, look, you don't have to go to Columbus this weekend.
Yeah, you have to get noticed. I mean, you have to get the buzz on your own. But
that's pretty much all it was.
That's what's cool about it. But that's also why I'm fucking talking to you guys right now, because you guys were so instrumental in getting all that shit together. You know what I mean? With the shows that you guys are putting on. Like, that was the other thing, too. Going to the 740 Sampler, like... It was crazy because I went to 2 shows that night. I went to the 740 Sampler and saw like 150 people. And then I went to one in Columbus. And it was like, there's just such a stark difference. There are so many more. That's also the other thing in Newark. There's so many more young people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In Columbus, it's like too cool for school college kids. That's about the youngest you get as far as, you know what I mean, the hip hop scene. It's so dominated by OSU.
That's another good thing about, I believe, what we're doing, because the way we present the shows, they're always all ages, and it's a place for kids of that age to come have something to do.
That is cool. Like, I fuck with that idea in a big way, because when I was younger, if I had like a venue that I could have gone and seen live hip hop and shit like that, there's kids at those fucking shows that have never rapped before, but have thought about it, and they feel it and they want to.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, there are going to be kids that get inspired, and they're going to fucking 20 years from now think back to that rapper they saw. That's why I'm fucking.
It's that 13-year-old kid though that's going to look up to you more. You know what I mean? If you have a 30-year-old guy standing next to you and a 13-year-old kid, that 13-year-old kid's going to look up to you more. That other guy's just going to be like, yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you bring those kids in, it kind of brings like the magic back to everything.
It really is. But like that's a fucking, whether unknowingly or not, that's a strategic move that's really fucking smart too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People
like,
want to deal with the liability either, but
it's so funny for me though to see a lot of promoters and a lot of people in bigger cities that don't understand the concept of like, because I think it's easy in a city to just like gather a large amount of people in general or reach a large amount of people. You can go out in the street and have 70 people pass you in an hour. You know what I mean? But around here, and in smaller towns like Newark, Lancaster, London, Chillicothe, and shit like that, you really it is about networking. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's about networking. It's about fucking relationships, getting to know people and shit like that, but also really knowing your audience. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, the way I look at it, if you always have a positive vibe going on, then what's there to lose?
Now, don't get me wrong. We've had a couple artists we've tried to bring along for the ride with this thing who just absolutely revolted for it seemed like the more positive minded we were about it, and the more we pushed the idea of unify everyone, the more they were offended by this.
Yeah, well, a lot of rappers, especially...
Let's just say there were a bunch of cats who, before we started doing this, they were doing nothing in the city.
Right.
We started doing this, they were involved with us briefly, and then after that, they started the
We got front page of the newspaper, and then it went all downhill from there. Not downhill, but, for them,
and any kind of press, media, bro, like, I don't even like that shit, dude. I don't like social media, like, by itself. So when it comes to that, like, people probably thought that we got some kind of ego when that happened. But it was more or less just, we're trying to let everybody know what we're trying to do here. Everybody come fuck with us if you want to. And
people get intimidated when you have a vision, though.
Yeah.
When you can see something that they can't, people get intimidated by that.
But we bring everybody along for the ride, you know what I'm saying? I don't want any more of a shine than what I want to give to you.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I'll do nobody. We're the best. We're the blah, blah, blah.
And that's where, people get intimidated, but you don't understand why, because you're like, I'm sitting here handing you the same amount of food on my plate.
But that's the thing, though. That's so hard. It's so hard for people to fucking achieve that, because when they look at it, they're like, how the fuck is this happening? These people are being positive. They're not being cutthroat. They're doing fucking fair business. And they're succeeding on top of that. You know what I mean? Like, when people see it, they're like, all the bases are already covered. As far as the goods and services spectrum, you guys have kind of already fulfilled what everybody needs right now. You know what I mean? The people need shows. You guys are doing that. The people need collabs. They need connections, networking. You guys are doing that. Yeah. Also, the fact that you guys are putting on for the fucking zip code. You know what I mean? So a lot of people A lot of people don't do that, and they like to act and pretend like they're not from Ohio. And I don't fucking understand that shit. Like, a lot of people like that. I just really don't get it. Like, I'm all about putting on where you, like, come from.
One thing I see is, and I can't stand, a rapper taking on a diva conveyance of itself.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a couple times I've dealt with that, and, you know, with the ego-driven dishonesty and thinking they're pulling spin moves on you and saying one thing and doing another, trying to get their way out of the situation. And but at the end of the day, we will keep our drive how it's been, and nothing will stop this movement from flourishing. God damn it.
Well, man, I feel like it is gonna keep going your way, because at the end of the day, the crown belongs to the people that are making the moves and the people that are out there always being business minded and always thinking. I mean, it's one thing to just be good at music. Mm-hmm. It is, but it's an entirely other thing to be good at music and to fucking package your music. Like, to me, if an artistic experience, be it an album, any kind of content, video, album, you know, single song, whatever, if it's marketed properly and it's like advertised properly, it can be better than just what it would be by itself. Yeah. You know what I mean? If there's a hype and a build up to it, that's an art form in and of itself, which is you're kind of training an animal before you let it out of the cage. Mm-hmm. If you just like make a song, that's what I try to tell a lot of people, like, yo man, like, plan out how you drop stuff. Because a lot of people, they just let the animal out of the cage, then you can't control it. Everybody's opinions, everybody's, you know what I mean? But if you have a trailer for it, if you have, you know what I mean, artwork for, you know, whatever, and release that, and then you can kind of set the mood and put the furniture into place for people to like come into your world and experience it. And so I feel like it's such an art form that people don't, it's above a lot of people's heads to even think on that level. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of people don't want to think about it from the business aspect. And I'm not good at it. You know what I mean? That's not a natural thing for me, but I just knew that I had to do it. So I looked up how to do it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Like, more people come across lately, like, when you're going about things the right way, the more they think you're wrong.
Why you keep harping on the negative stuff?
I'm not. I'm just saying. It's just,
hey, he's preaching right now.
It's just a matter of, like, I don't get how it's so hard to embrace the positive side of things when it comes to this, because my main aim and what I'm getting at is whether or not I like somebody's music, how they carry themselves, their whatever, I want to see everybody who's trying for the same thing I'm doing to make it.
Yeah.
And when people come at me like, or come at you like we're doing something wrong because we're maintaining proper business to make all this shit, that's just, it disturbs the shit out of me. But it's off my chest now, so there you go. Excuse me, Kayla.
All right, so what was, where have you guys come from as far as musically? What are your influences? What's like the first shit you guys really got into?
Well, for me, mind you, like I said, I'm 34 years old.
I'm gonna change these lights real quick.
All right. I have to say my first dose of hip hop was when I was played a Big Daddy Kane record when I was a really young kid. I can't remember exactly how old I was, but after that, I got introduced to the Rakims and the
Rakim's one of the best ever touched the fucking microphone, man.
But now let me go into this. As I got older, you know, I was all about, you know, just let's this is just the paraphrasing I need to use for right now. Regular hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I was just introduced that way.
Yeah.
Becoming a little bit older in my early teen years is when I came across the Juggalo world.
Yeah.
And all the horrorcore stuff. Actually, my first dose of horrorcore was through Insane Poetry.
Okay.
Who ain't got nothing to do with Juggalos, nothing like that. Well, he's cool with us and shit, and I seen that and was like, damn, this guy's rapping, but he's killing people. I like horror movies. This is awesome. You know what I'm saying? And then I've always, and as I started, I kind of noticed as I got older, I kind of always had like a darker mind state about things, and then I found the Juggalo world, and to be honest, once I got into that, I only reached back for what I knew, which was some of the things I mentioned, And then you have your Bone Thugs and Harmony that I came up with, and
a lot of people.
Big Punisher was a big influence for me.
Pun is one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Pun is one of the greatest.
Oh yeah, and you heard his son,
dude. Yeah.
Oh my
god. His son's nice too. Yeah, dude. Pun was on a different level of lyricism. That's the one thing I gotta say, cause man, like, it's still like I don't get the Juggalo shit. I don't like. It's not my flavor. You know what I mean? But I don't talk shit about it, and I don't hate on it because that is a whole. It's a whole like subgenre of hip hop now. Yep. Like, it's become like a whole subgenre.
Consider it like a scary movie, except for with the beat to it.
I know, exactly.
and people don't get that.
Like, and you talk about the horrorcore side of things. Like, what I took from that in my artistry today is I don't get on a record and just kill for the sake of it. If I'm on a record, I'm killing your child molesters.
Right.
Your rapists.
Vigilante justice.
That kind of shit, but I present it as I'm that force that's there that you don't count on to serve reckoning. You know what I'm saying? And I guess maybe I have to say for me it's so many different influences, man. I can't really pinpoint one. It's like
it is like
even more of a clusterfuck than Tech Nine described himself. You know what I'm saying? He's an influence too. I don't rap that way, but
yeah. The closest music I ever really got, and I'm not like, I don't know enough about horrorcore to even say this might not even be a horrorcore group, but Necro.
Oh yeah.
Necro, but dude, Necro, I remember hearing him for the first time just being like, dude,
he's somebody I left out actually.
He's fucking nasty on the mic. Like, he is insane. Necro is one of the grimiest motherfuckers to ever do it, but his flow is fucking phenomenal. I have mad props. Dude, him and Cool G Rap did an album together.
The Godfathers?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
that shit was silly.
Yeah, it was.
That shit was silly.
Like, you know his brother's Ill Bill.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his brother, man.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That makes a lot of fucking sense now.
Yep. Let me see, who else? Do you remember, if you remember Gravediggers, that was horrorcore.
Yeah.
But it was more of they were giving more of a spiritual message too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, if you live this way, then this is what's going to happen to you type shit.
There was, Russell Simmons actually was like, tried to make horrorcore really big. Like back in like 90, it was like 95 to 96, I think. And like Def Jam was just like,
if you remember, ICP, Insane Clown Posse, was signed to Def Jam at one time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were signed to Def Jam.
Yeah, I have so much fucking respect for those guys. I really do, man. Like, in ICP, like, those guys, they're fucking legendary. Yeah. They are, man. Like, they really are. Even if you don't
like their music, you gotta respect
they sued the FBI and fucking won. Like, for their fans. That shit's awesome.
Yeah, I blazed up as soon as that happened.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, man. Like, I've got tons of, and dude, they built a fucking empire. They built like a fucking like, that shit's insane, man.
I know the reason the FBI went at them the way they did is because the powers that be fear anything that
motivates people that
might wake up the people to any degree.
Yo, and they see all those motherfuckers dressing up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, dude, if you look at the gathering in Juggalo, it's like, that shit is insane.
Come to the one this year.
Dude, I want to.
Go ahead. We'll be there.
Dude, I would love to go there, man. One of my buddies.
It's $180 for the best 4 days you'll experience.
One of my buddies is performing there.
African?
Yeah, African.
Yeah, I seen that. There's not many people they put on from this area either besides him.
Yeah. I would be fucking honored to perform there.
I played. It's not so much.
She says it's more hassle than anything.
It's more of a hassle because everybody's so busy doing everything else.
Right.
The gathering constantly has an event going on at all times.
Right.
Now during the day, it has 3 or 4 or 5 events going on. So if I'm performing at 3 o'clock, I can bust my ass. I probably handed out close to 700 flyers.
Right.
Like, you might get so stoned.
And
that you'll forget your best friend.
That's what I'm saying. It's not that people don't want to see you. It's fuck. I sat at this camp
eating a chicken on a stick. Like,
I sat at this campsite too long. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, "Fuck, I've done it."
Right.
You're so distracted with so many other things. I'm busting my ass promoting for the first 3 days. I played the 4th day.
Right.
And then people might have saw that the first day and then be like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
And it's a good experience. It's good to at least do it once. But me personally, I don't prefer to do it.
It's better to perform at the gathering when they seek you out. You know what I'm saying? Once you're that artist that's headlining.
I think it's always better to perform in a place when they seek you out.
Yeah, definitely. That's in the general aspect, but for this place it goes extra because just from seeing like what she went through with that and then hearing so many similar stories about, because when you're there you don't really get no love. You don't even get That's one bad part of it. You still gotta pay for your ticket to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you perform, you gotta. I mean, I had love. I had probably about 75 people show
And your
up.
name wound up on the T-shirt.
Yeah, my team.
Twice.
My name winded up on the T-shirt twice.
Fuck
you know,
yeah.
you get your name. You get your name in the program and everything. So it's good publicity as far as that. But at the end of the day, you know, I busted my ass and I didn't get to enjoy it.
How do you think people gain fans off of shows? Like, I see a lot of guys paying to do shows, and
That is the number one cardinal sin in the music business.
You mean
is
at
paying
the
on
show, like what actions, or do you mean?
Yeah, like what do you think is the reason a lot of these dudes can do 4 shows at Scully's in like a year and their fan base doesn't grow at all?
It's the hustle and the grind and the mentality behind
It's
it.
because when them shows aren't going on, they're not doing a motherfucking thing to keep the boat moving.
Okay.
They just, I did a show. This is gonna carry into the next year. No, it ain't.
Well, you got to make a lasting impression on people too. You know, if I'm going to
How many
meet
people
you,
are fucked up at a show?
Yeah.
You could have the best set of your life, and if 50% of that crowd is so inebriated they can't even recall how they got it.
I never even thought of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, because hip hop crowds, man, we go hard, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
we do.
Most of us are connoisseurs of the best trees, and we smoke stupid, and
we enjoy the brown liquor.
Right. And
Well,
I was drinking Tanqueray last year.
the people that are there too, you got to make sure you make a lasting impression while you're there. You know, I can't have my hands empty. That's the biggest thing that I can tell an artist.
Yeah.
Is never have your hands empty.
When you're at the shows, give out material.
Yeah, make sure, you know, if I'm going up to you, you know, what's up, my name's Kayla K, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. You know, shake their hand, make sure you converse with them. Think of something that you're going to remember about them.
Yeah.
You know, when you're having a conversation, because if somebody comes up to me the next show and says, hey, Kayla, you know what's up? Did you ever blah, blah, blah? Like you said you were going to, I get more impressed by those people that remember something, because then I think, you know, oh, crap, you know?
Yeah.
Like even just people conversing, and that's the other thing. You can't have your hands empty.
But yeah, once
You know,
the
if you have something in your hands, you just give it out as like productivity. You know what I mean?
I mean, when it's all said and done, too, you gotta. I sit in front of a fucking computer so much between recording, I write, I'm in front of my computer, and when I'm not doing that, I'm recording other people. Then when I'm not doing that, I'm promoting.
Right.
I am really so sick of Facebook. I am sick of Twitter, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
I hate that shit with every bit of my being.
Dude, it's crazy.
The reason why we got people that are dedicated and that fucks with us no matter what, and is because we have sat mad hours and pushed, like, okay, as soon as I moved down here, I started adding people from the area, and then just once I get them on my friends list, I'd see more people from the. It's just, you got to stay chomping at the bit, man. You just can't never stop, and
it like my whole life. I've been doing music for like 10 years, and for 7 of those years, I basically, 8 probably, I was just like, you do the music and like you want it and you like try to will it into existence in your own mind. But then like I finally just fucking grew up and realized like, yo, you just have to do it. You have to treat it like a fucking job. Mm-hmm. You have to like a job that you really want, and you have to treat it like a promotion you really want. Yeah. And it's like you just can't have excuses anymore. Like you cannot, any obstacle in your way, anything that you could say, oh, well, you know, I would be doing this, but I would do this, but no, you can't have that.
You could always play with black magic.
Yeah, dude, I sold my soul to Satan a while ago. Straight up, like
a motherfucker.
I talk about that all the time. Me and old Lucifer, we're real close. So
yeah, he don't like me too much. He tried to get me, and I got hit by a train when I was 16.
Jesus,
literally died. Was resuscitated and never supposed to walk again. And I believe some similar kind of, it almost came about then, and it's just. I kind of broke free from all that shit, man. I'm deep when it comes to that. So most people call me a lunatic with the shit I believe in.
Well, what do you believe in?
Man, let's just say when it comes to things like that, I know that there is a divine creational force, and I know it has an enemy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I believe
it's fucking aliens.
And it could be
fucking aliens.
Don't get me started.
That's
we'll be here for about 12 hours. Let's get started on that rant.
I believe that there's a righteous divine force in this world. I believe that there is an evil divine force in this world. And I believe that the people who control this planet know a lot more than they know.
Do some bath salts. Trust me, it'll do you some good.
No, I'm not.
Bath salts open up your eyes. You know what the worst part is? I'm not fucking around either.
I've never done that shit. No, I'll never do that shit. I mean, I'm sure some of the Molly I've done was probably just bath salts.
Probably.
Yeah.
A lot of Molly is just bath salts.
Yep.
Yeah. Either that or crystal meth, powdered meth.
Never done meth either, man.
I
have
plenty of. Well, that's very true.
may have.
That's very true. I'm sure I've had ecstasy dose cut with meth.
Oh yeah.
And because I know I've probably had ecstasy dose cut with heroin.
Like when you
too.
get to gritting your teeth and shit.
Oh yeah.
That's.
So I love my Ritalin though, bro. I love Ritalin and Adderall. That's my jam.
You know what? Lately, I've been like, if I take a stacker, that shit affects me the way Ritalin does.
Yeah, I like Ritalin because it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot like less jittery.
Yeah, you don't get all that caffeine effect from Ritalin and shit like that. But as I'm getting older, I tend to feel like I got to be careful with the recreational stuff. And
Yo, I'll tell you what, man. I definitely don't go as hard as I used to because it's like, dude, I can already tell. Like I'm starting to feel old, man, and it's like I can't do
How
that
old are
shit
you?
forever. I'm 26.
Oh, you ain't that much older than me. See, I'm 23. I get shit-faced drunk the night before, go to bed at midnight, 1 o'clock, wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning like, good morning, world. Where's my smoothie?
I can still do that now, but it's like it's just that much harder to convince myself that it's worth it anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like I just need that easy morning to keep on going and doing shit. But, all right, segue. Let's talk horror movies real quick. All right, give me like the top. Give me the top 5 to you. To you though, not the top 5 all time. Top 5 to you.
Let's say, man, this is a tricky one because I love so many different horror flicks, bro. Let's say I'm gonna start in kind of a multifaceted one for my number 5.
Okay.
Anything by Argento.
Okay.
If you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, during the Italian guy.
Oh yeah, anything by him. Let's see, number 4. All the Romero flicks. I have to say that.
All of the Romero flicks, though.
Well, all of the time.
All of them.
I'm a dedicated George Romero fan.
Oh, man.
I have to say this. Diary of the Dead can suck my balls.
I see. That's one of the only ones I like.
You liked it?
Yo, Land of the Dead was like decent, but so poorly executed.
I think Leguizamo kind of added a cheekiness to it that shouldn't have been there. Maybe.
Yeah, and the other guy.
You see him and you want to laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, why am I laughing at something? But I still enjoyed it. Let's see. Number 3 would definitely have to be probably Stephen King's It, because it ruined my whole summer.
Dude, it was fucking. I'll tell you what.
And this was before I was a juggalo,
Yeah,
and I was afraid of clowns at that point.
Oh man, so you really broke through psychologically on that one.
Oh yeah, but I woke up in the middle of the night. It was summer break. It was 2 days into summer break. Woke up in the middle of the night, was flipping through TV, Channel 5, and I see this clown that's trying to get this little girl to come here, and then all of a sudden he goes demon face, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm locked to it. Like I desperately want to change it, but I'm locked to it.
Right.
So I'm sitting there while I watched the whole first part of the movie, and then the next night, same shit happened because it was in 2 parts.
Right. The movie was long as fuck,
Yeah.
dude. It was like 4.5 hours.
Yeah, and the second night I stayed glued to it.
Yeah.
But like I have to say, for the rest of that summer, I believed in the supernatural more than I could ever say I ever have in my younger life, because I stayed up, watch every little noise.
I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies when I was a little kid, but then once I got to high school, I, was all about them. I was just like, to me, my favorite horror movie of all time is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So pretty much any Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, period, is without a doubt.
Yeah, that was actually going to come in number 2.
Yeah, dude.
I was about to say any one of them. Even the newer ones I liked, man.
Yeah, the newer ones were dope. And they're making a new one now.
The only one that kind of confused me is the one that Matthew McConaughey was in.
Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, that shit kind of...
The Next Generation. That shit made no sense, bro.
Like the dude that came in with the things on his stomach. What the fuck was that,
Yeah,
man?
dude. Sometimes Texas Chainsaw Massacre just throws you like a curveball.
Right.
And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was like that. Literally like or it was.
Did you ever make any sense of what that was in that old dude's stomach that he was showing someone?
No. Like I think it was just like self-mutilation type shit. Like I think it was just him weirding him out. Like, I don't know though, man. That shit was just...
I never understood that. Like, it still boggles me to this day. I mean, I like the movie. It was, up until that part, it was traditional for, well, in my opinion, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, family killing these motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, when you watch the second one though, man, like that movie gets so goddamn ridiculous by the end of it. Because by the end of it, they're like in this underground fucking labyrinth that this family has built, and there's like geysers of blood and guts and shit, and like a whole sewage system because they've killed that many people. Yep. And it's like fucking Dennis Hopper having chainsaw fights and shit with Leatherface. Like, it was the most, like, it was so fucking far away from what the original movie was by the end of it. Like, and then the third one, Leatherface, that had Viggo Mortensen in it.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty good movie.
I have to say, as far as my top movie, number one, it's actually a tie between Jason Goes to Hell and a classic, not too many people know about it, Shocker.
Shocker.
You never heard of that?
No.
Oh. It's a great watch, man. It's from probably the early 90s, somewhere around there. It was about a convicted convict who had got the electric chair, and he came back as an entity. And
oh, really?
I remember as a kid, I watched it so many fucking times. It was so entertaining, and it was probably one of the only movies that I remember watching horror-wise that I wasn't on the bad guy's side for once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I always, in any horror movie I watched, I was like, oh, they killed him. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? But then when I seen that, I was like, this motherfucker, get this son of a bitch. But even then, he made it real. Like I say, he made it whoever the guy was, I'll find some info on it, and I'll give you some links sometime soon. But it's a real good movie. But I love that movie.
Oh yeah.
Despite the fact she's a juggalo, she don't really like horror movies.
You don't like horror movies?
I wasn't raised around TV. We rarely had TV. By the time
I can't get her to watch zombie movies with me. We just got into The Walking Dead together.
Oh man,
I was raised to get up and go do something and work and go find something more productive to do than sit around and watch TV. So it was never my fancy.
And I had nobody telling me shit at home except for I was a piece of shit. So,
dude, I had plenty of TV watching in my life.
So that's why
I'm obsessed with movies though. That's why I do the videos the way I do them now, is because I've always been fucking crazy about movies.
Yeah, I could tell that now that you say that, and I've seen how you got some of the shots set up and stuff. I could see that.
Yeah, I love that shit, man. I study it. I study filmmaking and how to do it and all that, and it's like so fascinating to me, the fact that when the real magic of a movie is that you could watch it and you get lost in it, right? Mm-hmm. And it just looks like things before your eyes. And those characters are characters, right? Those are whole new people.
Now for me, that's Ninja Turtle movies. I'm a fucking
I'll tell you what though, those Ninja Turtle movies, that's a great example. Mm-hmm. Because the makeup that they did on them was so good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was so good and so believable that they were really the Ninja Turtles. Yeah. They were really like giant mutant turtles.
As far as I was concerned, when I was a kid, them motherfuckers were real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then when you break it down, you realize that it's just dudes in costumes, and dudes had airbrushed them and got everything, and it takes thousands of dollars and hours and hours and hours to do this and get it from start to finish. But it's like, once you do that, and if you did it well, somebody will not even know any of that happened.
Yeah, and that's where it met. But now let me ask you this: what do you think about the new CGI versions?
I mean, CGI. There's definitely a place.
Period.
I mean, there's definitely a place for it. I feel like I just saw the Avengers 2, or like the new Avengers movie.
I need to see that.
It's like, man, so much of that movie is green screen, and you could tell, and it's like, it doesn't really take me out of it any more than just the idea of that plot, which is ridiculous. Right. I mean, just the idea of superheroes. It's something. I'm a crime guy. I like crime movies and horror movies and shit, and I would rather go with like a slasher movie than like a ghost movie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I like shit that's realistic, visceral, on Earth. Mm-hmm. That's why I like the newer Batman movies.
Oh yeah.
So with shit that's got magic and and that's the thing. In every Marvel movie, there's some kind of glowing rock or stone or magic thing that just all does the same thing, and it's like I think it's a little played out by now.
Yeah. Well, if you read the comics though, they kind of do the same shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That Tesseract thing.
Yeah.
That plays a part in so many different.
And
titles.
That's what I'm saying though, but it's like as a plot device and as a plot mechanism, it's getting older.
It's getting ran into the ground, yeah.
But no, as far as CGI goes, man, like there's really great ways to use it. And there's what I like is the CGI that you really can't tell it's CGI, like shit that they make, that they put in that you don't even notice. And I think it's cool that people make, what I want to get into is making like CGI just cities. And like just having big wide angle shots of like cities and shit like that. Like I think that's really cool when people do that. But I don't know, as far as like you look at the difference between the first Star Wars movies and the newer Star Wars movies, you know what I mean?
A lot of...
And then it'll be interesting to look at the even newer Star Wars movies because they're trying to use as little CGI as possible.
I'm not a big fan of Disney, period, for certain reasons.
Dude, they own everything now.
That and it goes back into a lot of my beliefs and shit but as far as what they're gonna do to Star Wars, I've never been a real big Star Wars fanboy, but I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
I grew up being obsessed with Star Wars, then I just stopped.
Like wondering what the hell they're gonna do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like, cause as far as like we was talking about Ninja Turtles, at first when I first seen how they had them looking, because I was a purist with my Ninja Turtles, I was like, fuck this.
Dude, Ninja Turtles 3 was such a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not Secret of the Ooze.
That's the only one she knew about.
Ninja Turtles 3 was dope, though.
She thought, she did. I said, you didn't get
shit.
that was part 3 and there was 2 and 1 before that. She's like, no, I didn't.
My mom didn't tell me. She told me to get off my ass and get a paper out, so I did.
But the thing of it is, I didn't like how it looked at first. But then when I actually watched the movie.
Are you talking about the one with Megan Fox?
Yeah.
The newest one? I started watching it and then I was just like, oh man, it doesn't have, I'm not.
You got to see it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? And then once I watched the movie all the way through, I stopped and did an evaluation. I said, okay, they did exactly with this franchise, what the franchise was meant to do. Keep true to the roots on certain aspects, but change certain things up to keep it a fresh story.
Right.
And that's what a lot of purists like me didn't like. But I was like, do you guys forget that's one of the things that made it dope?
Yeah.
That it always changed. Like the 1984 black and white comic was way different from the 1987 color goofy ass cartoon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then if you peep later, the 2003 cartoon was based more back on the old school comic. And I mean,
the CGI one?
No, there was a 2003 cartoon that was on TV.
There's an 87, and there was one in the late 90s, then 2003.
No, the 87 and the late 90s one was all tied together. It was the same run, basically. But then in 2003, they came out with it again on Kids WB, and it was just like a TV show.
Oh, okay.
But that 2007 animated movie, I like, but I'm like, man, if it don't have Shredder in it or Krang or...
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, yeah, it's all right, but it's not one of my favorites. But this new one, they about to have Bebop, which I heard Ice Cube is playing.
Yeah.
Rocksteady's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Casey Jones is in it. They already showed shots. It was looking dope.
There's a lot. I'll tell you what, man. A lot of people hate, remakes and reboots and shit like that.
It's gonna be
movies
done.
And sequels, but it's like, you know what I mean, though. At the same time, it is cool to know, like, I'm fucking pumped for the new Terminator movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it probably won't be,
good.
like, nothing is going to top Terminator 2. Terminator 2, to me, greatest action movie of all time.
Yeah,
well, it's neck and neck with Die Hard. Die Hard, Terminator 2, greatest action movies of all time.
I could never get into the Die Hard flicks, bro.
Dude, Die Hard is so fucking badass.
I just couldn't do it. Like
the sequels were not that great, but the most recent sequels they did were pretty good. But, yo, the original Die Hard, that movie is fucking phenomenal.
I liked Rambo growing up.
Yeah.
But even then, like, the way my dad was, the few times he would be around, like, with his bitch ass, he was a Vietnam veteran, so he was like, oh, that motherfucker don't know about no war, and he just kind of discouraged me. Didn't even like any of that stuff, so I can't even say that.
Yo, do you ever see any of the Predators?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Predator, that's one of my favorite series of all time.
Bro, you see the action figures they got for that?
Oh, yeah,
thing?
dude.
Oh,
yeah.
my God, dude.
Yeah, I always wanted Predator action figures. That shit was intense.
But don't be surprised if you get one, now that you said that. I'm that type of dude. If I'm out shopping for my turtle shit and I see somebody else mention it, I'll get it, bro. Just
fuck
because,
yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
I'm always looking for Leatherface action figures, too.
Dude, you know Toys R Us be having them.
What? Really?
Yes.
In Toys R Us?
NECA.
He lives in Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Toys R Us and Walmart.
We're probably going to have to go to Myers after this because we don't have a Myers.
We are in Lancaster. That is right.
There's a lot of places to buy toys, man.
Oh, yeah.
Our whole entire fucking basement's full of toys. That's all he does is collect toys.
I have
Fuck yeah, you collect toys and shit? That's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Yo,
bro.
tell me about that
into it,
real
bro.
quick.
Like,
let's talk action figures, Christ.
well, as far as that goes, I really just started my collection through getting hit with some nostalgia last year.
Okay.
I said, okay, I got to be on Facebook to promote. So when I have dead time, let me find something to get into on here. I don't like playing games and shit, so I started joining these collector groups that you can sit and talk, whatever. And I see Ninja Turtle groups. I'm like, oh. So I joined them. Started seeing all this shit from the new series of Ninja Turtle stuff. Like, this shit is awesome. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's this new character? Oh, they didn't have this dude back in the day. Oh, that shit's dope as hell. So dabbled in buying a couple, and then a couple action figures turned into half of a toy store worth.
What was it like? This just the exact same shit that you had when you were a kid, or the shit you didn't get and wanted to have when you were a kid?
Well, I'm working on that. What I've done so far is I have some vintage stuff.
You mean I have some vintage?
Oh, wait a minute.
Vintage things.
Listen, dude, I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off. If you go, I'm gonna send you the address. We actually have a fucking collector toy store in Lancaster. The shit, no, I'm telling you, it is wall. You go in, there's a couple like shelves in the front. It's just a big open room. The entire whole outside of the wall is like the official collectible fucking like 12-inch G.I. Joes. Like the official ones that were insane.
Right.
And there's this whole middle ring that's just every possible action figure you could imagine. They have a whole Ninja Turtle section. They have a whole custom Lego men section. They have a whole fucking... Dude, they have Kiss action figures.
She's probably cursing you for telling me this.
I'm just saying. It's on Fair Avenue. It's got a giant Spider-Man statue out front. It's not giant, but it's a life-size Spider-Man.
You know where it's at?
And Watto from episode 1 of Star Wars. There's a big Watto statue.
Really?
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, it's fucking crazy. The whole Star Wars action figure section they have.
Like what I have now is I have 6 tubs like this. They're about maybe a little bit bigger than that tub.
Right.
They're all filled with the new version of the Nickelodeon Ninja Turtle figures. All still in the packages. It's probably about 160 of them now, somewhere in there.
I
I got triples, doubles, but I also got anything Ninja Turtle.
Now, is it in the package?
Yeah. Wow. Anything Ninja Turtle. I got fucking Kraft macaroni and cheese, chicken noodle soup, packets of tissues.
Oh, so it's
shower poof balls.
It's a fandom for real.
You're going
you know
full
what I'm saying?
scale.
Yeah, like my only snapback.
Plans to sell it one day?
Mm-hmm.
No, just to have a shrine, man. That's
like
fucking
if you ever
badass.
seen the Funko Pop dolls, I have all those. I have all 4 of those in the Turtles. I have Bebop and Rocksteady. Still trying to complete that set.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles had the crazy pizza shooters, man. They had the pizza launchers.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
They just getting ready to put that out again. As far as that goes, I got the remake of the Turtle Blimp, remake of the remake of the Party Van. I think like 2 other vehicles, all kinds of variant figures, because like they got one set of the Turtles now where they're in LARP mode.
Right.
You know what LARP is?
Yeah.
Live action role play.
Yeah.
There's one set where they're Mystic Turtles. They acquired their inner chi and blah, blah, blah. I'm working on one set now called Stealth Turtles, where they got super high-tech ninja gear, and then like...
Dude, that is fucking insane.
It don't stop, bro. Like, I have... What's the craziest item you think I have? Like, what the fuck?
My shit.
No, I'm talking about like, why do you have that as an adult type shit? Like...
You have coffee mugs.
Oh,
hot
the
chocolate
4-foot
packets.
Michelangelo that sits at the corner of my bed.
You have a what?
4-foot Michelangelo.
What?
With the storage shell, nunchucks, and everything.
Jesus. What is it made out of? Is it like
It's
super
plastic.
heavy?
Plastic.
It's not really that. Like the prototype, when they first put it online, it was probably like, in a way, like 300-400 pounds, honestly. Because it looked heavy as fuck. But, you know, realistically, they probably couldn't put that out there like that. But now you can lift it up with one arm easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty dope, man. And then I have I have some of the old comics, the black and white ones from the 80s.
Yeah.
She gave me well, she said it was mine, and then she took it back. The Leonardo stocking. You said I could have.
She's just
No, I
giving you
never
the
said that
saltiest
was
look.
yours. That has always been
gave
mine,
you
and
the
it's still in your
saltiest-
fucking
Do you
tubs.
remember the old school NES cartridge Ninja Turtles? That game?
Yeah.
It was real hard to play. I got that sitting. But dude, I got, like I said, I got these, like packs and packs of different ones of these with them on it, and wristbands for days. It's just, I gotta really, actually I gotta do inventory. I have to do that. I've been putting it off because it's...
See, one day though, dude, you're gonna price that all up. You're gonna go online, start pricing everything up, and then you're gonna get that itch, dude.
Dude, you know what?
And you're just gonna like...
I thought about, like, there's been a couple times recently where people have got wind of what I have and have offered to buy me out, and I contemplated on it briefly, like.
But you want to, I don't know, you want to grow it first.
Yeah, I was like, well, let me consider that, because I could take what they offer me and go buy some vintage shit with that. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I started out, well, I'm going to collect all this stuff and trade it off 5 new figures for 2 vintage ones. But I fell in love with all the new shit. Like, I watched the new series on Nickelodeon too religiously. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, bro. Like, they're keeping true to a lot of the old shit too, so that's why I respect it. Like, people don't like how it looks. It grew on me, but hey,
Ninja Turtles. I feel like Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters was like...
Oh, they just did a crossover comic book too.
What?
And I got all of
Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles?
Yep.
That's fucking absurd.
They was fighting ghosts together and shit, and it was the shit, bro.
That's fucking absurd.
They even showed the convergence of the different dimensions, and
damn,
it was awesome, dude. Honestly.
Okay, so I want to talk about the 740 sampler.
Okay.
Volume 3 of that. So tell us everything we need to know.
We started it out at submissions.
He wants to talk about the new one coming up.
I'm kind of feeding into that. You want to know about the whole entire thing as a whole?
Yeah, tell me everything.
We started out at Submissions, which is over in Heath. It was this big, nice outdoor place. They shut down, long story short. But those were the first 2 shows that were really done in, like, the Newark area.
Yeah.
Like, the first 2 hip-hop shows ever.
Yeah,
and they were fucking... They were
so
packed.
when is this? When are we talking?
This was July of last year, and we had another one in September.
Okay.
And this shit was packed wall to fucking wall.
Yeah.
We had it outside. They were all through the fucking grass and everything. We couldn't have fit very many more people in there. So we're like, okay... You know, I wasn't expecting it to go this good, so let's go from here. And then I decided that we were going to start putting together a kind of contemplation CD and put everybody on it. And I'm like, fuck it. You know, if all these people are willing to do it, why don't we just work hand in hand with them? Because that's a hell of a lot funner than us just running everything.
Yeah.
Like, I always think it's funner to have other hands in it.
So did the mixtape come first or the show?
The idea came together.
Really?
Like, simultaneously. She came out of nowhere one day and said, from everything I'm seeing from these past 2 shows, the way it went, I believe that there's enough movement going on to where we could do this. She coined the idea of calling it what it's called. She came with the idea of making it a compilation CD. At first, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little skeptical.
Right.
Because of certain things I seen from certain individuals. But then, when we put that first one together, as smooth as it went, and the way it was received and the support all the artists gave each other.
We got rid of over 3,200 CDs within a week.
Damn.
We couldn't fucking keep them in.
You got rid of 3,200 CDs.
Over that.
No
I think the last time we
bro.
counted was 3,684.
Just giving them bitches
was the last
out,
count of volume 1.
Repeatedly. Like,
Right.
everywhere we go, if I went to go grab a pop from the store and seen anybody that looked anything close to hip hop, here you go, take one for your homeboy too.
Well, we'd set like stacks like that fucking thick and like Circle K's and shit like that.
Yeah.
We'd go back 3 hours later and they were gone.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We had a
was
couple
all
clerks
week.
at the fucking
All
Circle
week,
K's
all
calling us like, hey, we need more. There were word that got out. People were calling and complaining.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they're the employees of Circle K getting harassed because we ain't got no more in their stock. You know
We
what
had
I'm
a couple
saying?
guys stand there and protest until we came and physically brought them.
Wow.
I'm like,
really?
are you serious? I'm like, it's available online. He's like, no, I need a fucking copy of this shit. You guys are really
Yo,
doing
I'd be
it.
like, yo, that's $50.
Right?
that but
Each.
That's why, you know, hopefully one day from this effort put forth, we will be able to see them fruits, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like right now, it's pretty much all a free event. You know, any money we make off the ticket sales and all that goes right back into it.
Right, yeah.
Literally,
That's
you
the
have no
thing,
idea how much fucking money we
always-
spend on those CDs.
You always got to reinvest, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. You got to make the money, put the money back into it so you can keep making the money. At the end of the day, the key is, at least for me, the goal has always been stay self-sufficient with, you know, making music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make it to where I can just support myself and my family by making music.
Well, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah,
Think
exactly.
about that.
But it takes a long fucking time and a lot of effort to get to it.
Yeah.
But so as far as the show coming up,
Volume 3.
talk about it.
Volume 3 is going to be the actual CD itself, and the show is going to showcase Kane Cortez.
Okay.
Because he was top ticket seller of the last event. That's how we're rewarding him.
Word.
He's going to get 5 of his own tracks on this CD. His face will be on the cover as opposed to nobody's face ever is.
Right.
And he'll be spotlighted on the promo materials, and he'll basically be headlining this one.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So
Kane is nice on the microphone.
yeah, he's got, for his age,
Especially
I can't
for his
believe his hip-hopness, let's say that, because most kids his age are rapping about swag, hold up,
Right.
all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I can tell when that kind of shit comes on, he gets that face like me, like,
Yeah.
fuck, man. But he's still, and then on top of that, he's got some growing to do, and he's young, so by the time he's my age,
That's awesome though that you guys are like showcasing him and doing that. So
Yeah,
how many other guys are on the bill?
Like 20.
Wow.
I have a very bad problem with denying people. My thing is,
There's literally
surprisingly,
20.
it always all works out.
Right.
I don't know how, but it does.
Yeah.
we run them back to back to back to back to back to back all night, and we're done normally by 12:30, so it's not like a bad time.
Right.
But I always want to give somebody a running chance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we have such a revolving door. You know, you might not be able to be on the next one because your kid's having a baby. We have like 5 of those. Another 5 are getting married. So then we have like all these, you know, different people on it every single time.
Right.
So what I'm thinking we're going to do for 7:44 and 7:45 is running back to back. One on Friday, one on Saturday.
Ah, okay.
Because that way I can just shove everybody on there, but then we're not overloading the schedule.
Right.
But
I'm still kind of...
And they think that'd be hard though, getting the same people out 2 nights in a row.
it's not going to be the same people though.
Right. That's
See
true.
what I'm saying?
I guess
Because
it's
we
2 different
have
crowds.
about 60.
That's a fucking pretty high class problem to have, to where you have so many people
have
trying
too
to
many
fuck with you
Yeah.
that you literally need to put the shows on different nights.
Right, if we go in our inbox right now, there's so many people we can't get to. And then we've been seeing this trend lately too. A lot of people who ain't from nowhere near here trying to get on the shows.
Hey.
So it's like, but wait a minute, this is 740 movement. You realize you're not from here.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
So we can't really put you on the CD. And for you to be on this show is kind of not
I mean, I'll let them on the
acceptable.
shows if they're, you know, really.
If they're really good.
They have to show me they want it. You know, I'm not just going to shove some motherfucker on there from Cleveland or something like that and him come with one person. Like, you better be on your grind. You better be harassing me to be on the show at least 2 days a week.
Right.
You know, if you got to show me something special for me to drag you outside of the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So how frequently do you plan on doing these though?
Well, here's the thing. There's going to be one June 13th, then we're going to do them, I think I planned on the second weekend of August, so August 6th and 7th. Don't quote me on those dates.
July's gathering month, so we're probably
We're out on that month. We're going to do it.
Saving our
We were planning on
resources
doing it every other month. But the problem is the place we're having at the Tunnel Lounge is shutting down in September.
Ah, that's
Actually,
bad.
September 1st, so August will be our last shows there.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, we refuse to do 18 up shows. We refuse to do 21 and up shows.
Do
So
it.
we kind of have to go into remission until we find a place.
Right.
And we're fucked in the meantime. You know, we can't just have...
So you wouldn't even do a separate event though? That's like just a 21 and up show?
Nope.
Really?
Honestly, it keeps, like how you said, too cool for school
Yeah.
people come out. That's what I see every time. Like when you get the younger cats there, they want to pay attention to what's going on. They want to see everything. They want to show support. Like a lot of us older cats will go out to a show and not even really acknowledge that we're at a show because we're worried about kicking it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, the dogs are fucking.
That's what's up. Woof woof.
I'll be up in a second. Hold on. It's my roommate's birthday. She's coming home soon. I gotta sign a card for her.
Feel it.
But yeah, man, I feel like that's odd. That's crazy though. That you guys are like, I never even really thought about the kind of all ages aspect of it.
I will never, ever, as long as I
That's
live,
fucking-
ever
And we
throw a
picked
show.
that up from
Crazy.
doing our Juggalo shows.
I've been
because-
that 16-year-old kid that can't get into shows.
Right.
I've been that 13-year-old kid that can't get into shows. It fucking sucks.
Yeah. I remember I wanted to go see The Roots when I was in high school, but I couldn't because I was under 18 and it was sponsored by Kohl's, which ironically were the cigarettes I smoked in high school.
Did you change brands then?
Nah. I wasn't going to take that out on Ghouls.
Right. See, I would have did that shit. That's how my mind is, though. Oh, yeah.
My dad was always good about that. Anytime I want to do it.
I was so pissed, man. It was like the only time the Roots were ever in Columbus.
I used to smoke Cools, too, though.
My dad used to fucking protest and throw a fit. And he always got me in, even if it was underage.
I hate Newports, man.
Man, I can't do menthol anymore. The older I get, dude, for me being...
Well, I haven't had a cigarette in about a year.
Really? Yeah. We're trying.
It's fucking hard, man.
It is, bro.
Shitty.
It is. Like,
don't do it.
I smoke like a fucking chimney when I'm drunk, and that's about it.
Yeah, she does. She'll put one out and ask me for the rest of mine.
Once I finally was able to get drunk and not need one, that was.
Is
how
there
I knew
anything
I
you
quit.
used to help you, like?
A little bit. So what I did is I just cut back for I set a date for myself that I needed to quit by. Mm-hmm. I cut back. I cut it down. I would give myself 4 cigarettes to go for a day, and then I would, sometimes I would use snus. I would train myself to get nicotine without.
Yeah, I can't.
And then I used e-cigarettes to get used to driving without them. And then slowly, dude, I just quit.
I was gonna ask you what's your view on the e.
It's not a fucking cigarette, dude. Nothing is a cigarette. You'll never when you have to quit smoking, realize you'll never get anything back in your life.
You know what a doctor told me?
So
that with the vape and the e, all that shit,
it's almost just as bad for your lungs.
You're putting fluid in your lungs.
Yeah, you're putting water vapor in there.
I don't
and that
have
could cause
fluid
pleurisy.
and fucking cancer.
It could lead to pleurisy. Where
I don't
you
have
a lung
pleurisy.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right, so enjoy that motherfucking cancer stick.
I don't know.
Give me that coffee.
I'd just rather keep marijuana smoking my
Right, yeah, true.
That's the other thing though, is I can't.
If I could keep enough bud, to where I could light a joint like a cigarette.
You do, and that's why you can't keep bud. That's your problem.
Hey, I stay in massive pain daily, so I have an excuse.
Well, I'm just saying, to me, with cigarettes, I can't. Once I started doing shows, I realized I really had to quit. I just realized I was I don't have the fucking lung capacity to be rapping like I do at shows.
That's what I was about to say, bro. When I switched from menthol, I know it was about 3 years ago I switched to full flavor. I started noticing, for being my size, I can always rock my set, man. You know what I'm saying? I may be a little bit winded, but it went from after the set being to being
yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. I know it's this menthol, this old jet fuel ass shit, you know what I'm saying?
Fiberglass, bro.
Yeah, and then
Fiberglass.
I switched up to these, and I mean, no, tobacco's good for you. I understand that. But I noticed a difference.
Yeah.
So, less throat irritation, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't, now that I'm off them, though, I really can't imagine just smoking cigarettes back to back and shit like that, like people do. This shit just, that horrifying. That last show I did at Buckeye Lake, at the Beach Ridge Lounge or whatever, dude, that show, I almost threw my fucking voice out. It had nothing to do with cigarettes. What I'm saying is, I can't imagine how bad it would have been if I was a cigarette smoker. Because I know as soon as I was done with the show, I would have gone out, had one, and then that would have, and it would, I only smoked Cool Filter Kings. That or Marlboro Menthol Lights. If I was trying to ease up, that's what I would smoke. Right. But I don't know, man. I can't.
Cool, that's a deep menthol.
I loved it, dude. God, I loved it. When I get cough drops, I get the most hardcore, fucking no flavor, just solid menthol cough drops, dude. Right. I love those fucking things.
Inhaling out of a freezer.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love it. I love it.
They got blunt wraps now that are called Arctic Ice.
Yeah.
I haven't tried them, but
I haven't tried them.
I don't know about menthol with trees, though. I don't know how.
I don't feel like that's something I would ever really want to experience.
I think it'd ruin it.
Although I will say this, when I use, because as you can see, I have a gravity bomb. I like to fill that with ice.
Yeah.
If you put ice water in that bitch, or ice water, a little bit of Listerine in there.
Really?
And it's crazy. It's it's kind of it makes the smoke way more tolerable.
But see, because it's being filtered through water, I can see that giving it a fresh spin. But just,
I mean, it's putting ice
menthol,
cubes.
tobacco mixed with good tree.
I've done that before. I've split a cigarette out. I'll stuff a bunch of real soft. Because that's the problem. You can't
Amsterdam, they roll tobacco and trees together when you buy their joints.
That's awesome. I would love that because it's it makes, to me, it doesn't get you as high, which obviously some people want to disagree with, but to me, it does make it a more casual thing. You know what I mean? I like blunts with a little bit of the tobacco.
So we're talking weed. What's your favorite strain you've came across lately?
My favorite strain that I came across lately?
See that same look I get.
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm real simple with it. I really do. Like, to me, it's not.
Or should we say,
about,
do you prefer sativa or indica? The body buzz or the heady high?
I definitely, I don't know, different kinds for different times, man.
Right.
I got to do sometimes if I don't have shit to do, but I know, you know what I mean? If I'm trying to get cerebral, I like the head high. You know what I mean? If I'm trying to zone out and be creative, that's usually what I like. If I'm trying to have a good day and get wavy and drink the whole day too, then I would rather have the body buzz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. And I kind of like edibles sometimes too, but as far as weed, I don't know. It's like, I don't got no type. Good
no
fucking weed's the only thing that I like.
Just no Reggie. I just can't. Reggie gives me the bubble guts.
Nah, man. With me, yeah, I can't. It's been years since I smoked regular.
Or if a homie passes me a fat ass blunt of some decent Reggie, you know what I'm saying? I might take a couple pulls.
It has been years since it hasn't been years since I've had Reggie. It is years since I've bought Reggie.
Right.
I just haven't done it. Yo, in Lancaster, it's harder to find regular than it is dro.
Really?
Oh my god, dude! So many people sell in Lancaster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like back home, like at home, I don't know if somebody was to come to me. Matter of fact, her homegirl asked me if I could get her Reggie, Joanna. I was like, no, can't help you there. I don't know.
It's not around, man. I'm telling you, Ohio, like, we just got a lot of good weed here, man. Or at least in Lancaster, I know we do. I don't know. I can think of probably, I don't know.
They're gonna pass it.
I could think of
soon or no?
Soon. I don't know about that. I would say, okay. Here's what I'll say. I think the problem is in Ohio, it's mostly decriminalized anyway.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the next 8 years.
That sounds like a good estimate, actually.
Next couple presidential or governor terms, I feel like we'll see something like that.
Yeah. I'm just waiting because as soon as it hits medical, even just medical legally, I'm
well, that's when the floodgates open, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when, I mean, even it's all about getting a foot in the door, but it's like, yo, I don't know. Once it gets to the point to where I want to see it for recreational. I want to see people smoking in the streets.
Yeah,
I want to see people.
Why can't you have a joint if you can have a beer?
Yeah.
I never understood that.
And that's a whole can of worms. We ain't even got time for this.
Nope.
We don't even have time for it. I really do believe, though, that if you legalized all drugs, even like crack cocaine, meth, heroin, even all of those, if you legalize them, it would be real fucking ugly for a while. But eventually you would see usership of those drugs. Yeah. You would find, because then people really would have the free market. They would have the ability to go out there and choose.
I think part of it is the excitement of it being illegal for a lot of addicts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, every time we bought a bag of weed, there is that little tiny feeling like,
yep.
I just got away with it.
Yep.
Fuck the police.
I had back in my more criminal days, I've asked a crack user, what's your favorite part of this whole thing you fuck with? Actually, you know what gets me probably the highest? That feeling of I'm sitting here about to do one of the most potent illegal drugs in the world. That rush right before I hit it.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
That's what I think about, because I've done coke a good amount of times. I'm not a big fan of it, but also every time I do it, I just think about where it came from. It's a cliche thing to say, but I really think about like, how many people got their heads cut off for me to get this coke?
And I hate come downs.
Like,
Come down makes me feel like I just killed a school full of children.
Yeah, straight up, dude. It's the worst feeling in the world. When you're really crashing off fucking amphetamines.
There's no stopping it either.
Yeah,
like there's no substance. Or like I remember one time my older brother tried to say some shit like, oh, drink a glass of milk if you start coming down and it'll balance you out. Just the fuck it did.
Yeah,
you know
that doesn't make any guy's sense.
Then,
yeah, that doesn't make any guy's sense.
You lay in bed,
all.
stare at the wall, and wish for your death until it's over.
Yeah, I would just take a shower. I'd just be in the shower for 40 minutes, just staring at the wall.
Bro, I've been on those are like this, holding onto it like I'm sliding down the mountain.
And you're just wide awake too. You're fucking wide awake.
An eighth of some Acapulco gold that was given to me. Just given to me. I blew through it all trying to come down.
It's not going to do anything, dude.
No, it didn't.
It's just going to give you a bigger headache.
Hitting bongs, fucking packing bowls, laying in bed with it, smoking joints. I'm like, oh, this weed is gone, and I'm still feeling like this.
Yeah, dude, it's not going to work.
And that's why I think I did coke for my first time in 3 years at the Gathering last year.
Right.
And one line kept me high for about an hour. But it was weird. I think I was going off of positive vibes. I didn't have no fucking come down.
Sometimes that's happened to me. To me, what helps to come down is fucking alcohol. Like, if I'm doing coke, best believe I'm gonna have a bottle of Jack Daniels nearby.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the way that goes.
I can say one thing that slightly helped one time was some hot wings.
That's odd.
So I ate some chicken wings. Like, I was over, like, the not being hungry side of it, but I could still feel my mind racing and my body not feeling right. I ate some fucking hot wings, laid on the couch for about a half hour, and I was good. Didn't feel like I hated myself.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of times some of it's unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like, so like the harder drugs, like how much higher do you really need to get?
Yeah.
But some people, man, they just got that void. They just got that thing that thing that needs it needs to be scratched.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I love weed though. I mean, I do. I would never ever talk shit about weed. It's my favorite. Yo, you ready to do some rapping?
Hey, do that.
Yo, get a little closer to the microphone here. You trying to rap too?
Maybe.
Maybe. Hey, yeah, Razorblade real. Get on the mic.
Yo. Yo. Coming off the Broadway ramp, I seen a Broadway tramp trying to get meth for her food stamps. And that's some fucked up shit. State of the world, state of the union. We all doomed. So stay tuned in and keep watching your media source, cause they'll keep on beating that dead horse right for ya, and they'll destroy ya. Keep your mind wide awake like a whole can of Folge is what you need to do, because if you don't, you will never ever see the truth. Yeah, I usually kill people on a record, but right now I'm just gonna be a straight MC for you, so peep it, yo.
Hey yo, peep it. Hey yo, chill, B, stop, watch what you're speaking. Yo, don't come at me with that creep shit, that weak shit. I got that food up in my beak, bitch. Hey yo, I'm always eating, my pants are fitting fucking tightly. I do this shit nightly. You can catch me in a white tee. With mustard stains on it, because I'm always eating. Just like I said, Rothstein, I make these whack motherfuckers get dead. I always said I get fed. Yeah, let's change the speed.
Yeah, it's kind of slow, jazzy. Can rip anything though.
Let's see here. I don't know about this one. Is ours always just as slow? That's the thing, it's always hard when I do these freestyles, because I gotta go through.
Right.
And just do it off the fucking top. Yeah, I'm not trying to deal with this at all. I think this one's pretty good though. A lot of them put too many vocal samples and shit in there though.
Yeah, I know she hates beats like that.
It gets fucking annoying. Hey yo. Rothstein, you always catch me in the Buick. I'm always smoking on something stupid. These other rappers kinda clueless. That's why we winning, not losing. Yo, we already on the winning team, so talk shit about my skinny jeans. Yo, I be in them limousines. Yo, you ain't a friend of me, you not friendly. You kinda whack, in fact. Rothstein, I got those stacks. I got that business sense. Yo.
Half the motherfucking industry is underhanded. About time today catch this reprimanded. Shut the motherfuckers down where they standing, and let's take this game back. Yeah, raw raps, nothing but that real shit. Fuck it, kick that horrorcore kill shit. I could do it all, 10 times raw. Motherfuckers say they raw, but they really just raw like dirty balls. So I do it all, and they just take a pause. We smoking on that good, they smoking on that mud. They coming through the hood, and they say that they be G, but they be PRET to the END, and we be seeing right through them. So we gon' outdo them. Come and get it. Better watch your bitch, cause she said I could hit it.
Yo, she said that we could hit it. In fact, she gave permission to the whole team. Rothstein, I do them old things. I'm kinda old school. I got some old fools down the ride. Yo, man, you ain't riding if you ain't down with getting high. We need the smokers on the team. We all in this together. Always succeeding no matter the weather. Rain, sleet, snow, or that summertime heat. Rothstein, I'm on that summertime beat. I'm on my summertime shit. Yeah. I need a summertime bitch.
Yeah, my flow will blow a foe away. You could say I got that ocean spray, cause I got flow for days. And the shit is real juicy. Truth be, you cats could never spoof me. Go ahead and talk all the shit you want, but my shit be perfect like a OG blunt. Right on time, be every rhyme. Even if I slip up the mic, I still rip up while y'all be punk motherfuckers whack around.
Yo, murder over here right now.
Yeah.
It's murder.
I don't get to do this a lot because I'm working on recorded projects 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. That's why I like to make people freestyle on this shit, man. It's good. People got to get it out. Hey, yo, I'm always doing something new. I'm always speaking something true. At least more true than you. You always talking all those false facts. That's why your whole team all whack. Rothstein, I'm in the fucking Buick all black. I do it all night. My life is all right. So is the wallet, and you know they can't stop it, and yeah, I can't call it. I see you a bitch, yo. If you ever did commit a crime, you'd probably snitch once you got caught, always talking to the cops on that fuck shit, Rothstein, I'm on my buck shit. I'm on my run amok shit with 2 blunts lit, yo, I'm always tossing hundreds. But you never find me in the strip club, bitch. That's studio time that I'm paying for. Always progression. I got the motherfucking cold message. Not to mention my flow essence is so much better than these guys. Been doing this shit since knee high. Success, that's why we ride. Yeah. They too slow, that's why they die.
Yeah. Yo, these rap dudes is gassed up like a Duke station, and they stay hating. Punk motherfucker wanna come up overnight, you better rely on patience, because you got a long road to go. Talking big G, but you really hoe in your soul. And I can see right through you like an empty Henny bottle. Go ahead and smash the throttle, you will never catch up. Wet your chest up and leave you red like ketchup. Punk motherfucker, I told you once before, don't ever test my flow, cause if Razablade gotta show him how sharp it go, you will not have a motherfucking face no more. And that's for real though. You can test me, it'll get messy. PSTD, or you can see that OCD. Cause when the murder scene happen, I love to watch the blood flow. And then when it's done, I come back for more. Yo, and I'll tell you one more again. Yeah, I got titanium skin, so shoot all you want, but you will never win. Can't die, but I can get real high. Go ahead and ask anybody, they'll say that dude's a pothead. But on the flow tip, he'll keep on spitting till he drop dead. You don't really want to see me cause I got bread. Punk motherfucker, I could put a price on your head, but I ain't no gangster. But I am the type of motherfucker who self will shank you. See me if you want. Man, when I go home, I need like 4 or 5 blunts.
Yo, he needs more smoke than me. But we still smoking weed on the regular. But we never smoking regular. Rothstein, I'm on that next shit, that best shit. Y'all on the fucking rest shit. Hold on, let's see here. Let's see here. Come the fuck on, beat. What are you doing? Yo, I'm in a car filled with 5 women. In a car filled with 5 women. This life living. It's crazy. I done some shit that will not be forgiven. But never wanted forgiveness. Fuck it. The thing is still rendering. Fucking YouTube. Yeah, I can't even spit over that.
It sounds like
I ain't trying to do that.
It sounds like video game music in the background or something.
Straight up. Come on, YouTube, you're leaving me fucking hanging here.
There's lots of instrumentals on the hard drive.
Oh, that's not a bad idea, actually.
You said there's, if you go, you should see new beats.
Holy shit.
Fuck that, we'll be here forever. Go on to the Jacob Levin beats.
The where?
Jacob Levin. Those are my beats. Back.
Go back. See, there
Jacob Levin.
Yeah, these should be pretty dope. Alright, word.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
See, I can do these ones. These ones are mine.
Well, let's fucking hear it.
Hold on.
Gonna go send their birthday card.
Okay. You ready to drop one on them?
This the kind of fucking shit right here I drop to this. My name is Kayla fucking K. I'll never take respect for anything less than that. You won't even know I'll get your neck split. Yo, you get hit. Wanna talk some shit? You be seeing it the backlash. I don't even really know.
Take over the flow. Put these motherfuckers 12 feet below. Fucking with me is not beneficial. I will flip and rip your tissue and not give you a tissue to clean up the mess. Razor blade at your neck. Told you that before. You should remember that, bro. You ain't my brother, you's a hater undercover, punk motherfucker, and you'll get smothered by a ball sack bigger than your ego. Punk motherfucker, let the weed go. Then I get to feeling THC up in my veins. Then I get these sick thoughts all through my brain. You will never fuck with me, no, not again. Hell yeah, put you back in your whack place, like a ninja turtle that I don't need at home. Punk motherfucker, I'll break your bones and I'll crack your dome right on top of that. Yeah, I kick these violence raps, but no, it ain't no stopping that. Yeah, if you really want to, come and see me. I'll punch you and then I'll lunch you, devour you.
So I gotta make it loop and what?